Hey there, nonprofit professionals. It's not a matter of if we're going to need how to learn how to talk to AI. It's just a matter of when. Hey there, Barrett Royce, your AI coach here for nonprofits. And we're here with our Friday live session. This is the time where we hit record, gather together as a community, whether you come live on YouTube or in via Zoom. And we just go ahead and get right into some real talk, trying to tackle the latest and greatest. And the big picture goal is to bring everybody along. Every nonprofit professional should be integrating these amazing AI tools into their role, into their cause, into their kind of niche of the nonprofit community. And so thank you and welcome for coming today. For those of you that haven't had a chance to see the vision video, I highly encourage you to take a look at that. In a moment, I'll go super high level to that high level view and give you a quick overview. But I want to talk about these Friday live sessions. The intention is to do them in a 27-minute time frame. They're going to have a beginning and an end. We'll do a short, probably teaching topic, which is more about kind of getting you integrated. So we're always going to be talking about this confluence of the innovation that's out there and how we can actually put it to use, again, in our specific role or in our specific cause. So we'll keep it short and sweet. And as time goes along, the intention is for it to be community time, where we're inviting folks in that are part of the AI for Nonprofits community to speak into how are they actually using it, whether you're wearing the hat of development director or operations director, or whether you're out on the front lines working with your clients if you're a service organization, human service organization. And so my goal each time we have one of these sessions is to excite, educate, and engage. So excite you about kind of just the opportunities and the possibilities of using AI in your role, to educate you, to help move us all along in that process of learning new tools, learning new strategies, and again, that integration. And then finally, to engage, to actually do something. This is not about just learning new information. It's really all about doing stuff, again, to the benefit of your organization. So here's a quick little recap. Let me roll back to this vision that AI has the potential to save us time. Now, when we talked about it in the vision video, we know that we can't save time. We can't bank it, but we can capture it and reallocate it to other areas. So whether it's something that's mundane or repeatable or super administrative, we want to try to find things that usually take 30 minutes and reduce it down to 15 minutes and then down to 10 minutes and then down into 5 minutes, so that you can take that 25 minutes and reallocate it towards other activities that are either more life-giving, they're the reason that you got into the cause that you're in, or they're more strategic so that you can move the organization down the road and increase the impact, or just more creative. Some of you are creators and you need to be using your amazing gifts and talents and experience to come to bear. And perhaps that's gotten squashed as you've gotten more responsibility within the organization. Sometimes that gets pushed down more and more. So why do I care? You know, I've been in the nonprofit space for over 30 years, specifically in the youth development space. I've worn all the hats, not all the hats, but a lot of the hats. Started out on the front lines. I've been an interim executive director. I've been an executive director. I've been a development director. I've taken care of operations and human resources, payroll and finance. I've kind of touched all the parts. And so I have a little bit of perspective that I want to use for your benefit. I want to be able to speak your language in your various functional areas, and again, be able to integrate the tools to the benefit of your role and your cause. And lastly, this delivery system is kind of this four-legged stool that we're putting together. That's this powerful combination of just quality education, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. This links with the community because we're not trying to be the experts. AI is moving so fast that if I was an expert today, if I just blinked and took a vacation, I'd suddenly be intermediate all over again because it's moving so fast. And so we're really all about wanting to build the community that will teach one another and be out there in the world, right? Kind of keeping my ear over on this side of the industry and over on this area of AI. If we're out there as a community, seeing how the innovation is affecting our space, we can share with one another along the way. And then finally, accountability and support are all about pushing one another to not just learn this stuff, but learn how we can push it and press it into our cause, to the benefit of the cause, the benefit of our role. And then the support is going to come by way of consulting services, both done for you, done with you, coming alongside you to help chart a path where every team member is onboarded with the specific tools that meet the specific needs of your organization, that we're training the AI to speak the language of your cause. And then finally, being able to make sure that every team member that you have has at least one highly trained, what I like to call AI intern, somebody who is working on your behalf within your role in your space. All right, so we're going to dive a little bit deeper today, specifically into Google's Gemini ecosystem. That's kind of one of our goals today. Each time we do one of these Friday live sessions, we're going to try to deep dive quickly, 5 minutes, 10 minutes tops, into a specific area where we can expand not only our knowledge, but then start to ask ourselves, how am I going to use that in my space? So let's go to the whiteboard. I've got some notes already here. We'll fill some things in. Let's see if we can see everything now. Let's move that. All right. So today we're talking about the Gemini ecosystem. For those of you that are already existing Google Workspace users, you've probably started to see the little, I don't know, swoopy diamond little icon show up on all sorts of different places. And so it shows up in Gmail, it shows up on your calendar, shows up in Sheets and Slides, etc. And so the first tool that we're talking about today is Gemini itself. Gemini is kind of at the hub and the crux. If you have been a ChatGPT user or a Claude user, again, these have some similarities in that they're all about conversational AI. And so like these guys, these are chatbots. And so whether you speak to them or type to them or copy and paste, prompts into them, it's all about using natural language in order to generate text. And so again, depending on your space, that could be a report, that could be marketing, that could be an email. It can also help you do research. So it can start asking questions and having it do deep dives specifically into your cause. Or for those of you that are working inside the business, perhaps you've got a question about human resources or about operations. And so you're doing research inside of the organization. And then, of course, these AI tools are phenomenal at summarizing large amounts of data. So you could link these two together. We could do some research on your cause. We could ask Gemini to actually summarize it and put it into a one-pager with bullet statements for my board of directors or for my committee. And you could actually have it draft some text specifically for an email that summarizes it even further to say, hey, this week at our meeting, we're going to talk about this, right? So Gemini, amazing at conversational AI. And then secondly, amazing at image generation. So for those of you that are kind of inside this space, maybe you've heard of Nano Banana, some sort of crazy name, but essentially this is the engine, the image engine inside of Gemini that can do amazing things for you. Everything from taking your logo and putting it on a t-shirt or on a mug for you, or actually generating images from your images. And so you can take existing photos, or you could grab it if you were out on the internet and you saw an amazing photo in an advertisement and you thought, oh, that's a great idea. Bring it into Gemini and say, using information from our website, use our language and adapt it to this image. So amazing image generation and conversational AI all happening within Gemini. All right, number 2, we've got NotebookLM. Right, so NotebookLM is in this Gemini ecosystem. And the key thing here is that it's grounded in the source documents. This is DOCS, not DOES, docs. The source documents that you provide. All right, so you are providing the documents. And so you could upload a donor proposal, or you could open up like the last 3 to 5 of your grants. And this could be web copy. All right, so we can use all of these as different sources load them into NotebookLM, and then start asking questions. And it is amazing. It is awesome to give it your source materials and start asking questions. And it starts answering those questions kind of like maybe you would, using the language of your cause, the language of your organization. All of these things like donor proposals and grants and web copies have been, this is high quality, highly curated language. And so if you can start to ask deeper questions and get responses that use your language is amazing. And then lastly, you can tell it what kind of tone. So depending on whether this is updating the donor proposal and you want it to be friendly donor language, or maybe you are more on the academic side and this is a grant proposal that's going to a scientific organization, and so you may want the response to be more academic. There we go. All right, last one on this tool set for today is Veo. Veo is your text to video tool. You can give it very specific information and ask it to generate very specific video clips. These are high quality and fast. It is amazing. I'll give you a quick example. I happen to live in California near the redwood trees. The redwood trees are these hundreds of foot tall trees. They are majestic and spectacular. And so I could write a short prompt that says, provide for me a 5 to 8 second clip that is slow, cinematic shot of towering ancient redwood trees in a misty early morning forest with the sunlight streaming through the canopy. Use a peaceful and awe-inspiring tone, right? And so I can give it that very specific set of instructions, and I will get a 5 to 8 second clip that might look like a drone shot, coming through the canopy. Whatever perspective I want to give it. In fact, if I want it to be like a drone shot, I might tell it to mimic that, whether the drone's going up or the drone's coming down. I get to give it that instruction, and it is amazing. Highly encourage, use, and try Veo. All right, let's go back to the whiteboard, wrap this up. We've got some advantages of the Gemini ecosystem. This is this is integrated into a tool you may already be using. So if you're already using Google Workspace, this Gemini is baked in. It's ready to go. If you haven't clicked on the little icon yet, go for it, or type in gemini.google.com and it'll take you to where you can use conversational AI. NotebookLM, I believe it's notebooklm.google.com, veo.google.com. I think you can access these two, NotebookLM and Veo, from within Gemini. And so fully integrated. It's also included. It is right now 100% free to use Gemini, NotebookLM, and Veo, and a bunch of other tools inside of the Google Workspace. And so if you are already using Gmail and Docs and Sheets and Slides and so on, you've already got access to an amazing set of tools. You just need to start using them. All right, two more things. This is organizational control. This is a huge advantage. Instead of having, I don't have enough room here for organizational. If you have a team of 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20 or more people, and they're all using the Google Workspace, using the AI tools versus ChatGPT and Claude, again, free over here, for a cost over here, unless you're using the free versions. But even if you are using the free versions of ChatGPT and Claude, encourage your team to start using Gemini because that gives you some organizational control. And as time goes along, being able to have access to safety tools and what can be used for, who gets to use it. So highly encourage that you consider the Gemini ecosystem because of its organizational control. And then if you happen to be a Microsoft Office user, consider the idea of making it a stack. So I'm not saying to leave Microsoft Office in order to use Google Workspace, because if you're a qualifying nonprofit, just add the Google Workspace and use it specifically for the Gemini tools, right? So you got Gemini and NotebookLM, and you have Veo and all the other tools that they'll be adding to the deal, right? So consider it a stack that will allow you. And I imagine that Microsoft Office is no slouch, right? Microsoft has Copilot, and I'm sure that they are quickly trying to innovate in that space as well. But if there are tools over here that you're not getting access to with Copilot, consider the idea of signing on to the Google Workspace so that you can get a hold of Gemini, NotebookLM, and Veo. All right. Well, thank you for being a part of today's session. Today, we talked a little bit about the vision for Fail-Proof Academy, and that is to draw in a large community of nonprofit professionals that care about their cause. They want to be excellent in their specific role. Again, whether you're an executive director, a development director, an operations director, whether you're out on the front lines with your clients, whether you're doing finance, all of those different hats can avail themselves of these amazing tools, including what we talked about today, Gemini, NotebookLM, Veo, and the other suite of items and tools that Google will be building into their suite as time goes along. Thank you for being a part of today's live session. Come back again in the future. Again, we'll have a teaching time like this. We'll have some Q&A, and we will deepen our understanding and knowledge of these tools so that, again, we can put them to use to the benefit of our cause. Take care and have an outstanding rest of your day.